The stars held no answers on the night humanity's trust in the galaxy died. Admiral Sarah Chen stood at the observation deck of Lunar Base Alpha, her weathered hands clasped behind her back as she watched Earth burn. The Galactic Alliance's warships hung in orbit like vultures, their weapon systems still cooling from the devastating orbital bombardment that had just destroyed humanity's largest cities. 20 years of peaceful cooperation, technological exchange, and supposed friendship had culminated in this moment of ultimate betrayal. The Alliance had claimed Earth's rapidly advancing military technology posed an unprecedented threat to galactic stability. Their solution was simple: subjugate humanity or eliminate it. Admiral, Captain Marcus Rodriguez's voice crackled through the comm. Operation Ghost Protocol is ready. Shall we proceed? Chen closed her eyes, remembering the day Earth joined the Alliance. How naive they had been, believing in promises of peace and prosperity. The Alliance races, the crystalline Arxens, the hive mind Mirakath, and the ancient Eternals, had seemed so advanced, so civilized. Now she understood they were simply better at hiding their fear. Proceed, Captain, and may God forgive us for what we're about to create. Deep beneath the lunar surface, in bunkers shielded from the most advanced scanning technology, humanity's greatest minds had been preparing for this moment. They had seen the signs, read between the lines of diplomatic pleasantries, and understood that the Alliance would never truly accept humans as equals. Project Thunderchild was born from that paranoia, or prescience, as it turned out. While the Alliance believed they were monitoring all of Earth's military development, a secret team led by Dr. Isabella Santos had been reverse engineering and improving upon every piece of alien technology they could access. The quantum communications array hummed to life, connecting Chen to every surviving military installation across Earth and the colonies. This is Admiral Chen to all commands. The Alliance has shown their true colors. Initiate Ghost Protocol. Authorization Code. Prometheus Rising. Across the solar system, hidden facilities began powering up. Weapon systems that defied conventional physics, shields that could bend reality itself, and engines that could tear holes in space-time. All developed in secret, all waiting for this moment. Dr. Santos's voice joined the command channel, her tone grim but determined. Admiral, the prototype is ready. The Axiom drive is stable, and the phase shift generators are operating beyond expected parameters. We can begin mass production within months. Chen watched as another Alliance bombardment lit up Earth's atmosphere, her resolve hardening with each flash. They thought humanity would break, would kneel before their superior might. They didn't understand that humans had spent their entire history preparing for this moment, whether they knew it or not. Dr. Santos, you have unlimited authority. I want our first ship ready in 6 months. The Alliance thinks they've won, that they can simply erase us from the galaxy. Chen's voice carried the weight of every human life lost in the bombardment. They're about to learn why humanity survived every catastrophe our world threw at us. In the depths of Luna's secret shipyards, massive fabrication units began constructing what would become the most feared warship in galactic history, not through size or conventional firepower, but through innovations that would change the very nature of space warfare. The next 6 months saw humanity's greatest transformation. While the Alliance occupied Earth's orbit, believing they had contained the threat, underground cities and orbital habitats hidden in asteroid fields became centers of feverish activity. Every human survivor understood their role in what was to come. Dr. Santos worked tirelessly, pushing the boundaries of physics and engineering. The ship took shape in absolute secrecy, its very existence protected by technology that made it invisible to standard detection methods. The Alliance's arrogance would be their undoing. They never imagined that the primitive humans could develop something so advanced right under their sensors. We're calling it the Nemesis, Santos announced during one of her rare breaks, because it's designed to be the perfect counter to everything the Alliance throws at us. Every weapon, every defense system, every tactical advantage they have. We found a way to turn it against them. Admiral Chen nodded, studying the holographic blueprints. The ship's design was unlike anything ever seen in the galaxy. It didn't just incorporate advanced technology. It represented a fundamental shift in how space warfare would be conducted. "How many crew?" she asked. "That's the beauty of it." Santos smiled grimly. "Just 12. The entire ship is designed around a neural interface system. The crew doesn't just operate the ship. They become the ship. Every reaction time is measured in microseconds. Every decision executed at the speed of thought." As the Nemesis neared completion, the Alliance continued their occupation, systematically stripping Earth of its resources and technology. They believed they were being thorough, methodical in their subjugation of humanity. They never noticed the small ships slipping away from hidden ports, carrying the seeds of humanity's revenge. They never detected the quantum communication network linking every survivor in an unbreakable web of resistance. And most importantly, they never suspected that their greatest nightmare was being forged in the very shadow of their victory. The day the Nemesis was completed, Admiral Chen gathered the chosen crew, 12 of humanity's finest, each specifically selected and trained for their role. As they stood before the ship for the first time, its dark hull seeming to drink in the light, Chen felt a mix of pride and trepidation. "What we do next will change the course of human history," she told them. "The Alliance thought they could break us, contain us, control us. Instead, they've forced us to evolve. The Nemesis isn't just a warship. It's humanity's declaration that we will never again be at the mercy of those who fear our potential." The crew nodded, their eyes filled with the same determination that had driven humanity to survive countless challenges throughout its history. They understood what was at stake. The Nemesis would either be humanity's salvation or the witness to its final moments. As they prepared for their first mission, Admiral Chen sent one final message to all surviving human outposts. "Remember Earth. Remember what they did to us. And remember that from this day forward, humanity is no longer prey. We are the storm they never saw coming." In the artificial twilight of Luna's underground shipyards, Dr. Isabella Santos stood before her life's work. The Nemesis loomed before her, its hull a perfect black that seemed to devour light itself. The ship wasn't just large, it was revolutionary in every conceivable way. "The neural interface is ready for final testing," her assistant, Dr. James Chen, reported. His hands moved across the holographic display, bringing up streams of data that would have been incomprehensible to anyone but the project's inner circle. "The quantum entanglement cores are stable." Santos nodded, her mind already racing through the hundreds of innovations that made the Nemesis possible. The ship represented humanity's greatest achievement and their greatest gamble. Every system aboard challenged the laws of physics as the galaxy understood them. The first breakthrough had come from studying the Alliance's own technology. Their ships relied on conventional shields, energy barriers that could be overwhelmed with sufficient firepower. The Nemesis took a different approach. Its hull was lined with quantum-locked particles that existed in multiple states simultaneously. When struck by enemy fire, the particles would shift to their most advantageous state, essentially making the ship invulnerable to known weapons. But defense was only the beginning. The Nemesis's offensive capabilities were equally revolutionary. Traditional space combat relied on kinetic weapons, energy beams, and missiles. The Nemesis instead wielded reality itself as a weapon. "Show me the Void Lance test results," Santos commanded. A holographic display shifted, showing footage from their latest weapons trial. A target drone, built using captured Alliance technology, floated in the test chamber. The Nemesis's primary weapon activated, and space itself seemed to fold. The drone didn't explode or break apart. It simply ceased to exist, erased from reality by a weapon that created localized points of null space. Captain Sarah Drake, chosen to command the Nemesis, approached the observation deck. Her cybernetic neural implants gleamed softly in the dim light, modifications necessary to interface with the ship's systems. "Dr. Santos, The crew is ready for final integration testing. The neural interface system was perhaps the most ambitious aspect of the Nemesis. Traditional ships required dozens of crew members working in concert, their reaction times limited by human biology. The Nemesis's crew would link directly with the ship's quantum computer core, their thoughts and reactions occurring at near light speed. "Begin the integration sequence," Santos ordered. She watched as Drake and her crew entered their neural interface chambers. Each chamber was a marvel of bioengineering, designed to maintain the human body while the mind merged with the ship's systems. The integration process began. On the monitoring screens, Santos watched as 12 human consciousness expanded into the ship's neural network. The Nemesis wasn't just a vessel they would control, it would become an extension of their very beings. Neural synchronization at 67% and climbing, Dr. Chen reported. Quantum coherence is stable. Individual consciousness patterns are maintaining integrity while forming the group interface. Through the ship's external cameras, Santos observed as the Nemesis began to respond. Systems activated not through manual control, but through pure thought. The quantum drive hummed to life, its energy signature masked by reality-bending stealth systems. Weapon systems cycled through readiness checks at impossible speeds. Synchronization at 95%, Chen announced. The neural mesh is fully formed. The crew, they're not just controlling the ship, they've become the ship. Santos felt a mix of pride and concern. The neural interface was necessary. Only by linking human consciousness directly with the ship's systems could they hope to match the Alliance's superior technology. But the long-term effects of such deep integration were unknown. Captain Drake's voice echoed through the command channel, but it was different now, layered with harmonics as if multiple voices spoke as one. Neural integration complete. All systems responding. The Nemesis is alive. The ship's capabilities were unprecedented. Its void lance could erase enemy vessels from existence. The quantum-shifted hull made it virtually invulnerable. The reality-bending drive system allowed it to ignore the traditional laws of motion and acceleration. But its true power lay in how these systems worked together, guided by the merged consciousness of its crew. Admiral Chen arrived as the final tests concluded. She studied the data with a practiced eye, noting how the Nemesis' performance exceeded even their most optimistic projections. "How soon can we begin active operations?" "The ship is ready," Santos replied. "But there's something you need to understand. The neural interface, it's changing them. The crew's brain patterns are evolving. They're developing capabilities we didn't anticipate." As if to emphasize her point, the Nemesis sensors detected a minor meteoroid on collision course with the shipyard. Before anyone could react, the ship's systems activated. Space distorted around the meteoroid, redirecting it safely away. The entire sequence happened faster than human thought. "They're not just faster," Santos explained. "They're beginning to understand space and time in ways we never imagined. The quantum mathematics that makes our technology possible, they're not just using it, they're intuiting it. They're seeing reality the way our computers calculate it." Admiral Chen absorbed this information, understanding its implications. The Nemesis wasn't just a warship. It was the next step in human evolution, forced into being by necessity and desperation. The Alliance thought they could contain us by destroying our cities, our infrastructure, Chen mused. Instead, they forced us to transcend our limitations. We didn't just build a better ship. We've created something they can't possibly understand or predict. Santos nodded, watching as the crew continued to explore their new capabilities. The Nemesis responded to their thoughts with increasing sophistication, its systems operating in ways even she hadn't designed. "We're ready for Phase 2, Chen decided. "It's time to show the Alliance exactly what humanity is capable of. Begin preliminary mission planning. Our first target will be their primary fleet base in the Arcturus sector." As the command staff departed to prepare for the coming operation, Santos remained in the observation deck, watching the Nemesis. In its black hull, she saw not just humanity's vengeance, but its future. They had created something that would change the galaxy forever, provided they survived what was to come. High Counselor Zextra of the Galactic Alliance paced the crystalline floor of the Emergency Council chamber, his translucent wings catching the light of the three suns of Centaurus Prime. Before him, holographic displays showed disturbing data streams from the occupied Sol system. "Something is wrong," he declared to the assembled council. Representatives from 17 spacefaring races shifted uncomfortably in their bioadapted seats. "Our occupation force reports unusual energy signatures from the lunar dark side, energy patterns that defy our sensors." Supreme Commander Nixis of the Eternals, her silver skin reflecting the chamber's light, leaned forward. "The humans are defeated, Counselor. Their military infrastructure destroyed. Their cities in ruins. What threat could they possibly pose?" A bitter laugh echoed through the chamber. Ambassador Kavoth of the Myrkath Hive stepped into the light, his insectoid features twisted in what passed for concern among his species. "You still underestimate them. Did none of you study their history? These humans, they are most dangerous when cornered." The council erupted in argument. The Alliance had believed their swift strike against Earth would end any potential threat from humanity. Yet in the months since the bombardment, something had changed. Their sensor networks detected phantom readings. Supply ships disappeared without trace, and most disturbing of all, their most sensitive quantum detection arrays registered impossible distortions in spacetime. "We're detecting thousands of quantum anomalies throughout the sector," reported Science Director Vela, her holographic form flickering with agitation. "They appear and vanish too quickly to track. Our best theories suggest weapons testing. But," she hesitated, "the energy signatures suggest technology far beyond what humans should be capable of." Zextra's wings fluttered in agitation. "Beyond what they should be capable of. Need I remind the Council that humans advanced more in 2 decades of contact than most races do in centuries? We struck precisely because their development rate was unprecedented." The chamber fell silent as Admiral Kothvold of the Arctian Fleet took the floor. His crystalline body structure hummed with barely contained energy. 3 days ago, we lost contact with our forward base in the Arcturus sector. No distress call, no debris. The entire station, along with its defensive fleet, simply vanished. The space-time distortions in that region matched patterns we've detected near Earth's moon. Fear rippled through the council chamber. The Arcturus base had been defended by the Alliance's most advanced warships. Its disappearance wasn't just a tactical concern. It was an impossibility made real. "We must strike now," Nixis declared, her ancient eyes blazing. "Send the combined fleet. Destroy whatever they're building. We cannot allow." "No," Kavoth's voice cut through the chamber like a blade. "That's exactly what they want. Think. The humans knew we would monitor their lunar facilities. These energy signatures we're detecting. They're a message. They want us to come in force." Zextra felt a chill despite the chamber's regulated temperature. "Explain." The Myrkath ambassador's compound eyes gleamed. In their history, humans repeatedly allowed enemies to believe they were weak, drawing them into decisive battles. If they've developed technology that can make an entire battle station vanish, what else have they created in secret? The Council descended into chaos as the implications became clear. The Alliance had sought to prevent humanity from becoming a threat by striking first. Instead, they had triggered exactly what they feared most: a technological revolution born of desperation and vengeance. "Perhaps," suggested Vela, "we should attempt diplomatic contact. Offer concessions." "Too late," Kavoth interrupted. "Far too late. We killed millions of their people, burned their cities. In their position, would any of you seek peace?" In the silence that followed, Zextra made his decision. "Deploy the combined fleet, but not to Earth. Establish a defensive perimeter around our core worlds. Whatever the humans have built, whatever they're planning, we must be ready." As the council session ended, Kavoth remained, studying the sensor data from Sol. "You know," he said to no one in particular, In human mythology, there's a creature called a phoenix. It burns to ash, only to rise again, stronger than before. His mandibles clicked in what might have been amusement. We didn't contain humanity. We forced them to evolve. In the depths of space, aboard the Nemesis, Captain Drake and her neural-linked crew detected the Alliance's fleet movements. The ship's quantum sensors, operating on principles that the Alliance couldn't even detect, tracked every vessel. "They're scared," Drake communicated through the neural network, her thoughts merging with her crew's. "They know something's coming, but they can't imagine what." Admiral Chen's voice came through the quantum comm, untraceable and instant across light years. "The Arcturus operation confirmed our capabilities. The Nemesis performed beyond expectations. Are you ready for the next phase?" Drake didn't need to consult her crew. Through the neural link, she felt their unified resolve. The Nemesis wasn't just a ship anymore. It was humanity's answer to extinction. Its technology, born from the fusion of human inspiration and stolen Alliance science, represented a leap forward that the galaxy wasn't prepared for. "We're ready," Drake responded. Her consciousness expanded through the ship's systems. "The Alliance is about to learn why humanity always survives. No matter the odds, no matter the enemy, we adapt, we overcome, and we remember our debts." Throughout Alliance space, quantum sensors continued detecting impossible readings. The combined fleet moved into defensive positions, their commanders haunted by the same question. What had humanity become in the darkness of defeat? They would soon have their answer, and it would change the galaxy forever. The Alliance's combined fleet hung in the void near the Centaurus Prime system, a vast armada of over 3,000 warships. Admiral Kothful stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Crystal Dominion, watching as his forces formed an impenetrable defensive screen around the Alliance's most vital worlds. No sign of human vessels, his sensor officer reported, the crystalline being's facets glowing with transmitted data. All sectors clear. Kothful didn't respond. After the disappearance of the Arcturus base, he had learned to distrust the very concept of clear. Something was out there, something that defied their most advanced detection systems. The first warning came not from their sensors, but from space itself. Reality rippled, a subtle distortion that sent quantum alarms screaming across the fleet. At first, it appeared to be a single point of disturbance. Then another appeared, and another. Multiple spatial anomalies detected. The sensor officer's crystalline form pulsed with alarm, energy signatures unlike anything in our database. Through the vast viewing window, Kothful watched as space seemed to fold in on itself. From the distortions emerged a sight that would haunt the nightmares of Alliance races for generations to come. The Nemesis materialized, its black hull drinking in starlight, surrounded by what appeared to be fractured reflections of itself. By the first light, Kothful whispered. The human ship wasn't just utilizing stealth technology. It was bending probability itself, existing in multiple quantum states simultaneously. Each reflection was equally real, equally deadly. Captain Drake, her consciousness merged with the Nemesis through the neural interface, observed the Alliance fleet through senses that transcended normal spacetime. She didn't just see the enemy ships. She perceived their quantum probability states, the underlying patterns of reality that governed their existence. Multiple targets acquired. She communicated through the neural network, her thoughts merging with her crew's enhanced consciousness. Initiating primary attack sequence. The Nemesis moved, not through normal space, but through the quantum foam of reality itself. The ship's quantum-shifted hull allowed it to exist partially outside normal spacetime, making conventional weapons useless against it. The Alliance fleet opened fire, thousands of energy beams and projectiles converging on the human vessel. But the Nemesis and its quantum echoes simply shifted, the attacks passing through space where the ship had been, might have been, or never was. Impossible. Kothful roared as his fleet's most powerful weapons proved useless. All ships, concentrate fire on. He never finished the order. The Nemesis's Void Lance activated, a weapon that didn't so much fire as it rewrote the laws of physics in a localized area. A dozen Alliance capital ships simply ceased to exist, erased from reality itself. Through the neural interface, Drake and her crew felt the quantum mathematics of space-time flow through their enhanced consciousness. They didn't just pilot the Nemesis, they had become one with it, understanding reality on a level that the Alliance couldn't comprehend. Second attack wave, Drake commanded, her thoughts moving at quantum speeds. The Nemesis's secondary weapons came online, reality distortion fields that turned the Alliance's own technology against them. Ships found their energy shields inverting, their weapon systems firing into their own hulls, their very atomic structure becoming unstable. Kafval watched in horror as his fleet, the most powerful armada ever assembled, began to disintegrate. The human ship moved with impossible grace, each of its quantum echoes acting independently yet in perfect concert. It wasn't just a battle. It was a demonstration of power beyond anything the galaxy had ever witnessed. Full retreat, he ordered, but even that proved impossible. The Nemesis had seeded the battlefield with quantum disruption fields, creating zones where conventional faster-than-light travel became suicidal. Drake felt no joy in the slaughter, but she felt the grim satisfaction of justice through the neural link. Each crew member's consciousness contributed to the whole, their combined humanity directing power that rewrote the rules of warfare. Send the message, she commanded. The Nemesis's quantum communication system activated, broadcasting directly into the command systems of every surviving Alliance vessel. Kafval's bridge screens flickered, displaying words that would become legend throughout the galaxy. This is humanity's response to your attempt to destroy us. We have evolved beyond your understanding. Retreat to your worlds. End your occupation of Earth. This is not a negotiation. It is your only warning. To emphasize the point, the Nemesis demonstrated one final capability. It created a controlled quantum singularity, a miniature black hole that consumed 100 Alliance ships before collapsing in on itself. The display of power was deliberate, calculated, and terrifying. The surviving Alliance ships fled in panic, their commanders now understanding the true consequence of their attempt to subjugate humanity. They had not crushed a potential rival. They had created something beyond their comprehension. In the aftermath, Drake and her neural-linked crew allowed their consciousness to separate slightly, maintaining connection, but regaining some individual perspective. Through the quantum sensors, they watched the Alliance fleet scatter across multiple vectors. Admiral Chen, Drake reported through the quantum comm, Phase 1 is complete. The Alliance's main fleet is broken. Their defensive line is shattered. Chen's response came instantly across the quantum link. Excellent, but this was just the beginning. Now we show them exactly what humanity is capable of when pushed too far. The Nemesis hung in space, its quantum echoes slowly merging back into a single reality state. The ship wasn't just a weapon. It was humanity's declaration of independence from a galaxy that had underestimated them. And this was only the first act in humanity's revolution. The Grand Council chamber of the Galactic Alliance had never seen such chaos. Representatives from every major species gathered in emergency session, their voices rising in a cacophony of fear and disbelief. The holographic displays showed the devastation from the Centaurus Prime battle. Entire fleets reduced to quantum particles, space itself bearing scars from weapons that shouldn't exist. High Counselor Zextra watched in silence as Ambassador Kavoth of the Mirkath presented the damage assessment. 3,000 ships, the insectoid diplomat clicked, reduced to nothing in less than an hour. By a single human vessel. Impossible, shouted a representative of the Eternals. No species could advance so quickly. This defies all known laws of technological progression. Dr. Isabella Santos stood at the entrance of the chamber, flanked by Admiral Chen and Captain Drake. The human delegation hadn't been invited. They had simply appeared. The Nemesis's quantum transportation technology, bypassing every security measure the Alliance possessed. We tried to warn you, Santos spoke, her voice carrying across the chamber. Humanity has always been defined not by our strengths, but by how we respond to those who threaten us. You gave us no choice but to evolve. The chamber fell silent as Drake stepped forward. Even without the neural interface to the Nemesis, her enhanced consciousness could perceive quantum probabilities rippling through the room. Every Alliance representative could sense that she was something more than human now, a bridge between conventional existence and something far more profound. The Nemesis was just the beginning, Drake announced. Even now, our quantum factories are producing more ships. But we're not here for revenge. We're here to reshape the galaxy's future. Admiral Chen activated a holographic display, showing the Nemesis's capabilities. The Alliance representatives watched in mounting horror as they realized the full implications. Humanity hadn't just created a superior warship, they had fundamentally altered their understanding of reality itself. Your bombardment of Earth forced us to compress centuries of development into months, Santos explained. The neural interface technology alone has changed what it means to be human. We've become something new, something that can perceive and manipulate the quantum foundation of existence itself. Kavoth's compound eyes studied the humans intently. And now, will you take revenge? Destroy our worlds as we attempted to destroy yours? No. Admiral Chen stepped forward. We're here to offer a choice. The old Alliance dies today. Its laws, its restrictions, its fear of change and progress. In its place, we offer something new, a true partnership of species without artificial limitations on development. The chamber erupted again, but this time the voices held more than fear. There was hope, curiosity, and most importantly, recognition. The humans hadn't just defeated the Alliance's military. They had shattered its fundamental assumptions about what was possible. Those who wish to join us in pushing the boundaries of science and exploration are welcome. Drake continued. Those who prefer isolation will be left alone. But the era of suppressing technological advancement in the name of stability is over. From orbit, the Nemesis hung like a dark star, its quantum echoes rippling through multiple realities. Through her neural link, Drake could feel her crew monitoring the quantum probability streams, ready to respond to any threat. But there would be no need for further demonstrations. We offer access to our quantum technology, Santos announced, to any species willing to embrace change and progress. Earth will become a center of learning, not just for humans, but for all races ready to explore the true nature of reality. One by one, the Alliance representatives began to signal their acceptance. They had seen the future in the Nemesis's capabilities, and it was either adapt or become irrelevant. The old power structure of the galaxy crumbled, replaced by something far more dynamic and uncertain. In the months that followed, Earth rose from its ashes. The occupation forces withdrew, replaced by scientific delegations eager to learn from humanity's quantum revolution. The Nemesis became a symbol not of vengeance, but of transformation, proof that even the darkest moments could lead to unprecedented advancement. Admiral Chen stood in the rebuilt observation deck of Lunar Base Alpha, watching ships from a dozen species dock at the newly constructed Quantum Research Center. Below, Earth's cities were being rebuilt, enhanced with technology that blended human innovation with alien science. Was this your plan all along? Drake asked, her enhanced consciousness picking up quantum echoes of probability streams where history had taken different paths. Not a plan, Chen smiled. A hope that when pushed to our absolute limit, humanity would do what it has always done, transform crisis into opportunity, fear into progress. The Nemesis quantum sensors detected a new ship emerging from faster-than-light travel, another delegation arriving to learn from the species that had rewritten the rules of reality. Humanity had not just survived the Alliance's attempt to destroy them. They had used it as a catalyst to force their own evolution. In the quantum realm between conventional spacetime, the Nemesis crew felt the infinite possibilities stretching before them. They had become something more than human, yet retained their essential humanity, their curiosity, their determination, and their unwavering drive to explore the unknown. The galaxy would never be the same. And somewhere in the quantum probability streams, in the infinite possible futures branching from this moment, humanity continued to evolve, pushing the boundaries of what was possible, not through conquest or domination, but through the very thing that had saved them, the relentless human drive to transcend their limitations, to survive, to grow, and to explore the infinite possibilities that awaited them among the stars.